the canned heat pool. And that's been almost 40 years ago now, I guess. Well, they came up here one night, and they just played in Washington. They had a lot of money, you know. And over there was about 3,000 duplicates, and they got into them. The whole place was just wild. Everybody talking. The guy got over there and he says, "Joe, how much you want for the Smokehouse Charlie champion? I'll give you $50 for it." And I said, "Sold." Because I only wanted $1 for it. And it kept going, and I had a little bit of money, and I built a swimming pool out here, the canned heat pool. The 20s was the greatest time, as far as I'm concerned. They had that wonderful sound. I don't know what it was. You know, you've heard on the record. You know, people had time, and they lived their music. It's just the way they were. It's the way they lived. They had a God-given talent. It was just one time, about 12 years, and it was gone.
If you're into 78 RPM records, he has the best collection probably in the world, at least the most diverse. He has a lot of records, but everything he has is just fantastic and in excellent condition.
I'm trying to remember when I found out about him. It must have been pretty early on.
Was it before the movie or after the movie?
When did the movie come out?
2001, I think.
Probably right around the same time. After you watch that thing, there's nothing else you want to do but go out and like try to find records.
Every time you go see Joe, it's just a preview of what he has. So many great jazz and blues and country stuff that you probably will only see in the basement. So, you know, why not?
I'm rusty, I'll tell you that. I ain't played in a while. 7-Eleven, named the store after it. 1936. And I just hit the 80 mark. Not doing too bad. Mother played the piano and organ. Daddy did never. He liked Russ Morgan, Garland Bago. I like Gene Autry. But when I started going out, I found early Gene Autry. So, oh boy, I like him. Then I heard Jimmy Rogers, which was 100 times better. That's where it really lit the fuse. First, I learned more and more. Nobody showed me anything. And it wasn't nothing to go out on a record trip and come back 400 or 500 records on a weekend. They were everywhere. On a trip, when I went down to Virginia for a trip, 3 or 4 days, it took me a half an hour just to carry them all in. Boxes full of them, stacked up on this good stuff. You don't see nothing, that's gone. Been here near 50 years, I guess, now. Shelves I had built when I built the house, I think 15,000 altogether. I mean, I've filled it in over the years. Woo! Well, that's ever rusty. I'm afraid I wouldn't make Paramount Records.
I'm Devin Flaherty of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm going to now play and sing you an old song that was lost in the building of King Solomon's Temple, and in later years been resurrected, and I call it How Many Biscuits Can You Eat? Well, I just wanted the Joe show, and it's just the Mecca of record collectors. He's just this figure that you just got to go visit, you know. I just want to hear records that I don't think I'll ever find in my lifetime, but I still have time, of course. It's hearing records as they should be heard as well. You got the full setup, you know. You have the You have the immaculate sound system, and you have all the N-E+ copies of everything.
It's like going back in time. It's like an American music archive. It's perfect. Why wouldn't I come?
How many biscuits can you eat this morning, this morning? How many biscuits can you eat this morning, this morning? How many biscuits can you eat? 44 and a ham of meat this morning for breakfast. So soon.
Very good. Good Lord of Friday.
See how beautifully that's recorded? We couldn't get a recording that good. It doesn't sound like it.
Well, country music was over in 55. Jazz was over in 33. Blues struggled on. I remember that friggin' Elvis Presley, oh God. And them Beatles, oh. And those Everly Brothers, oh my God. And after hearing the Blue Sky Boys, who wants to hear them? I mean, when I was hunting fine records, all that stuff was going on. It was enjoyable. It's not enjoyable anymore, it's all money. It's just fantastic times that'll never be again. It was the way people lived. You could tell that they liked what they were doing. They got a little money, fine. The $50 is usually what they got. Even the jazz bands, everything. It's not only Benny Moten. Just the way, the rhythm, and the Kansas City rhythm, and the King Oliver, all of them. I mean, Jolly Roll Morton, oh, gee. Genius. There's a guy that never got the credit. He was a genius. You go over today, nobody's ever heard of him. Is that a fish cutter? Paramount, Jeanette. Well, Champion was actually, Jeanette made those. Victor, Columbians, good stuff. Major labels. I mean, there's good stuff in all those labels. You find the right ones. You just got to find them. I mean, I stayed in Bluefield, and this old guy, we're right across from the motel was a gas station where we got gas, and this old guy was pumping gas one evening, and I showed him a record. I said, "You got any of those things?" He gave me this guy's address. So he ran a hardware store. So I got the phone, cost $1 to call across the mountain. Best dollar I ever spent. I got the store. "Oh, he's not here right now. He's at the house." I said, "Well, give me the number up there." And I got him on the phone. It was $2. "Yeah, I got some records over here." I said, "Well, can I look at them? You sell something?" "Yeah, come on over." So it took us long. We had to go all the way up and all the way back down to get on the other side of the mountain. It's a little town. We parked on the sidewalk, and there was a hardware store. We walked in. It was like going back in the 20s. Big old round bulb lamps hanging down. That tile with the flares, all around. He said, the records are upstairs. We got on a freight elevator. This nail could have beat us up. I could have died. We finally got to the second floor and we walked out on a balcony, and halfway out was a shelf with at least 10,000 records in it. I reached up, the first thing I pulled out was Sobbin' Blues, King Oliver and OK Mint. Next one was Dead Man Blues, Vocalion. Just kept going. Jackass Blues. Oh my God. That's when I stained my underwear. There was everything and anything. Everything was a gem. Carried him downstairs. He comes over and said, how many did you get? I said, I don't know. He was up the sleeves, you know, like that. And I said, I didn't count them. How about $100 for the whole work? Take them out of here. I floated out. So then we need boxes. Across the street was SK, I think it's SK Cross dime store. Big sign, 5 and dime. Same sign from the 30s, you know. And I walked in. I said, do you have any old cardboard boxes? He said, yeah, they're in the basement. I said, be careful going down the steps because they had big old switch clunk. And we were down in Crunch. We were walking on records. Oh, my God. They picked them up. They were Romeos in original sleeves. Crossroad Blues, Robert Johnson, brand new, where they stepped on it and broke a piece out of it. I was sick. There was another one there, and there was Buddy Moss. The floor was covered. I ran back upstairs. I said, where do these records come from? She said, oh, Lord, we had hundreds of them. We took them to dump 2 weeks ago. So what they did, they pulled them out of the shelves, and whatever fell on the floor, they just walked on. If I wouldn't have hit that good across the street, bam! That was one whale of a trip. They're out there someplace. There's a chance. Who knows?
What's your definition of hell?
Hell would be at a place where there's every beautiful record ever made in mint condition, the finest playback system in the world, and no needles. That would be hell. Better stop drinking, people work their whole life through, never save a dime. They always are drinking it up, drinking all up in shine. I don't like it. I don't like it. There you go. That's enough.